How y'all doing? Alright, today is BT Fishing and we finna get out here and we're gonna make an attempt to tear them up. This is the food my wife cooked for me. I'm gonna take a few bites of this, but after this, it is gonna be on like Donkey Kong. Y'all just wait for it. We're gonna start popping right away. Now y'all gonna have to excuse the mess because yeah, the boat is kind of junky. You know, I catch fish. I don't really clean boats. I need a boat cleaner. There go them fish, see? Now, in this video, it's probably going to be a little upsetting to y'all because I throw back some big ones too. You know, I only keep a certain amount, so I throw back some big ones. But I just keep some, you know. Sometimes I want to eat some, I keep them. But if you look inside that darn cooler right there, it is filled with bait. Just because the lake I'm in, we call it 100 babies. It's because usually you have to go through 100 babies to get to the big ones, but you do catch 100 babies, and you get the big ones. And they always bite. Well, they always biting for me. I can't really speak for everybody else, but I know they sure be biting pretty good for me. Look at that. And they pull hard. They pull hard. Now, I think the proper name for these type of specks are called white specks, but we call them longmouth specks. Basically, the ones you find in deep water. Hence, you know, I'm using the rods instead of the cane poles. But you find these, you know, mainly in deep water. So what I have to do is I use my deep water application for this type of fishing. Yeah, they biting back to back. They biting just that good. I had to edit the video. You know, I had to take out some of the bites because it would be more than 15 minutes. It would be a long video, but with the ones I got, it's still a pretty awesome video. Yes, that little one, he was biting pretty good. When you pull hard, look at it, I got one right now. You don't see it because I'm looking at the other pole, but yeah, as soon as I threw him in the water, another one bit the pole on the other side of the boat. They bite pretty fast, but it's still 100 babies now. That's the only thing. Look at that. That's the only thing about this lake is that you catch 100 babies. But you'll get to some big ones, and they be nice. You'll catch them 14 up to 16 inches, which is some pretty nice specks. Now I have another lake that they be 14 to 16 inches, but they be girthy. You know, they be some impressive. Look at it. As soon as I put that down, I had to catch the other pole. Now the other lake I go to, it be some impressive specks, but it just sometimes it's hard to get them to bite. So I went to this lake because I wanted to catch some fish, and I know they pull good over here. So I came here, and they are up. They performing. Yeah, I'm gonna throw him on in the bucket because I ain't got nothing in there yet. That's the reason I put him in there. Because the other ones, they was okay size, but they just wasn't ginormous. But I decided I'm gonna go ahead and keep one, that way I know I got something in the bucket instead of an empty bucket. You know. Yeah, I'm looking at that lunch. I only took a few bites. I'm still hungry. What could I say? I'm a fat man. I mean, I'm losing weight, but I ain't lost it yet. Just put it that way. I ain't there. But they won't let me get to that plate. They still working. This lake actually bites just that fast, back to back to back. I had some people come all the way from South Bend, Indiana. They came all the way down here to fish with me. They all came down here and they got their own boat. But they just basically had me put their boat on some fish, which is it's not really cheap for a situation like that. But I will put you on the fish, and I do guarantee for you to catch at least 15 fish. I know you're going to catch about 30 if you fish all night, because we'll fish for 2 days, which allows you to catch 50 because it's 25 per day. So you fish up to 12 o'clock, you can catch 25. Then after 12 o'clock, you can catch 25 more. So we usually fish up to 2 days. But, I guarantee you at least catch 15. But I know you're going to catch 30 to 50. Well, you're going to keep 30 to 50. You're probably going to catch more than that. And I got the lights, the way I have the lights is my own special application. People don't do it the same way. Some people use fluorescent lights. Some people use 100-watt light bulbs. I use 100 watt sometime, but right now I'm using 500 watts. So it's like, it's about 2,000. It's 500 in the front on one side, and 500 in the front on the other side, and 500 in the back on one side, and 500 in the back on the other side too. And I'm getting ready to try to. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but it's actually some shads back there. You can barely see them, but they're there. And for those of you that don't know, shads are the best bait. Yes, they're better than jumpers. They are the best bait, because specks will eat a shad before they eat a jumper, before they eat a minnow. They will eat a shad first if they could catch it first. But since the minnow is the slowest and the weakest fish in the water, because he got a hook in his butt, they end up eating him first. Because the specks usually go for they're a predator. They go for the weakest, slowest animal they can catch. And since the slowest one is the minnow with a hook in his ass, yeah, he end up getting ate. But if he had a chance to get a shad over a minnow or a jumper, he'd take a shad every time. See him? I got him inside the net. I caught those because they happened to be available at the time where I could get them, so I had to get them. And they work better. So. Yes, I know you want to know what I'm throwing in the water. No, I won't tell you. I found a way to chum a speck. There's people that don't know how to chum a speck. I found a way that is foolproof. I could chum the speck to the boat. But then the only problem I have now is after I chummed him to the boat, I had to figure out how to keep him to the boat. So I came up with I devised a foolproof plan that I'm not sharing at this time. It's undisclosed. But I do believe, and I will say, I am the best fisherman there is. I catch the most fish in one setting than anybody I know. Now, I know you might think that you could say you know somebody that could do better than me, but I have the proof. And until they show me the proof, I'm going to still say I'm the best. And I catch a lot of fish. Look at that. One pole, next pole, next pole. Yet the video didn't cut. There was no cut in it. It was one pole, one pole, one pole. I caught one off that one, off the other one, and off the other one. Yes, they bite just that good. I devised a way to chum a speck to the boat in hundreds. That comes in groups. And then it took me a long time to figure out, after I chum them to the boat, how to get them to stay. But once I figured out how to get them to stay, I'm the best fisherman alive. Yes, I done found out some things. I fish for more than just specks. They say that people are better than me. It's possible, but I just got proof that if they are better than me, I'm one of the greats. And I love fishing. Although I don't keep that many fish, I still like to go. So I go every time. Every chance I get, I go. And I take people. You know, people usually pay me. I get paid a small bit of compensation, and I take people out. They don't get on my boat. They usually get their own boat, but I can put them in the realm of every time they go, they'll catch at least 15 fish. So yeah, they go with me. Yeah, that bucket looking pretty hefty there. It's looking pretty good there, man. I thought I lost the pole when I seen that stick in the water. When you use shads, sometime before you even put the pole down, the fish have the pole. So you don't even get to set it down and he already have it. You gotta try to catch him before you pull it over. Now that I done caught all the fish, all them 3 fish that I caught off those poles, I'm taking the fish off of them now. I'm putting them back in the water. That's what I'm doing. And as you can see, it ain't as easy as said as done. Because no matter how I keep trying to get to my next pole, it's proven to be a task here. I haven't even put all the poles back in the water I took out before, and they still biting. Well, it's okay though. I don't want them to stop. Let them keep on biting. And this is around about the time when I was basically not keeping that many more fish. I used to put my fish in the cooler. I might keep 1 or 2 more after that, but yeah, I don't keep that many more. I usually catch them and throw them back, catch them and throw them back the whole time. I just like for them to pull. Shoot, I catch them, I want them to go out there in the dark, recuperate, and come back and bite it again. Trying to tear the minnow off that pole. Yeah, I gotta keep looking around. Gotta keep checking each one of these poles, because sometimes they'll be done bit it and I wouldn't even know it. See, that one, it was barely, you could barely see it was moving the tip. Sometimes you don't even know it. Some lakes be different also. Some of them like for you to hook the minnow through the mouth, and some of them like it through the tail. It depends. This lake right here, they like it through the mouth, so I hook them through the mouth, so that it just allows them to swim or go in a certain direction when the boat's moving or swinging back and forth. It just looks more natural to them. So some lakes, some fish respond to it differently. I'm out here trying to pour out some of these minnows I couldn't see on the other side, so I had to pour out some of that water on the side that I could see with the few dead minnows on top. Trying to pour them out in the water. Provide sustenance for the guards, because there be some garfish out there too sometimes. They'll steal the bait off you, won't even know it's gone. All you know is you be sitting there waiting for something to bite it. By the time you pull it up, ain't nothing on there. I got the whole setup. I got the pants right there to hold 1 rod in place, and then the other pants on the other side to hold. To hold the other rod in place. And I got the rag right here to hold 1 rod in place. That way I can wipe my hand on it at the same time. Yeah, it's a little setup. I got the setup here. Might not be your setup, but this is how how I manage to maneuver things, and I like it this way. It works. Shoot, ain't no reason to change what's working. Yeah, I got to turn my darn death fine off. Alright, y'all. Y'all have a nice day, and I'll post another video soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe.